feel people, you know, take it goes on social media, then it's criticised. But in terms of a coach, he's a serious coach. I've actually worked with him in American TV. He actually knows the game, he loves the game, and he's just so desperate to do well. And I hope he can show that at the World Cup.
Well, he has a star player in Jonathan David, and high praise indeed from Jesse Marsch, because he said he's the best striker he's worked with after Erling Haaland, who he coached at RB Salzburg. So, you know, he's putting him right up there.
Yeah, well, that's huge praise, and I think he's a fantastic player. You know, he's the main player for Canada, and I think he's going to be difficult for any defender to mark here. I think he's the talisman. I don't think he's had the best season this season. He's only scored 8 goals for Juventus, but he's the one who, if Canada are going to progress and do well in this tournament, then he's the one they'll be looking for.
And of course, he went to Juventus from Lille.
Lille.
Yeah, you replaced him.
Yeah, I replaced him, so I know how much he was appreciated. He was a key player for Lille, as he is for Canada. And I think he needs to bring the team with him and to step up and to give his best. Obviously, as you said, he had not the best year. It's always difficult to adapt from a championship to another in another country. So hopefully he will be fresh and bring his best football for the team.
Well, they've got a few high-profile injuries, but that opens up opportunities for other players, doesn't it? And Luc Fougereau is the player who will get an opportunity. A Fulham player, 20 years old, actually born in London, the centre-back, Wayne.
Yeah, well, England have lost a few players, haven't they, to different countries recently, but no, it's a
French name, though.
Yeah, he's been on loan in Belgium.
That's
so
what
French name.
But no, as a young player, to be able to give an opportunity at a World Cup as a 20-year-old, and a centre-back as well, I think it's great for him.
Yeah, opportunity for him tonight. Shall we head over then to the stadium, because Steve Wilson and Stephen Warnock are on commentary for us tonight. So let's get a sense of atmosphere there from Stephen. You are officially our warm-up act for Michael Bublé. So just to start practicing the vocal cords for us. If your social media is anything to go by, you're looking like you're having a very good time out there.
Oh, I certainly am, Gabby. This place is absolutely bouncing today. The Canada fans are right behind this team. I've just been listening to the guys talking there about what we can expect from Canada, and I think you can expect that high press because they're going to feed off the energy of this crowd. It's really pumping in here. The DJ's got everyone going. When the teams came out, I mean, it was electric. The atmosphere is ramped up, and I expect a strong performance from Canada because when you think about the high press, how they play, the defensive record, that comes from that high press. But we've got David Edgar working at 5 Live here today. I was having a chat with him before the game, and I was listening to you talking about Jonathan David, and one of the things he was saying is that he just seems to be dropping a little bit deep into that midfield area, and he hasn't been a real goal threat for Canada of late, and that's a little bit of a concern for the journalists, the ex-players who are watching Canada at the moment.
Stephen, obviously this is Canada's opening ceremony tonight as well, isn't it? This is their big moment in this World Cup. They are one of the hosts, and they really want to show they're different to their neighbours. Do you get a sense of that from the Canadian football fans?
Yeah, we do. We were on the train on the way across to the game, and we left the hotel at 10 a.m. this morning. We thought it'd be quite quiet heading across, and it absolutely wasn't. We got caught talking to a couple of fans, and they have an expectancy about this Canada team that they think they can go quite far. The only issue is, and you've touched on it, is the injuries to key players. Alphonso Davies misses out today. Centre-half misses out as well. Luc Fougereau comes in, a youngster. I've seen him play a little bit for Fulham a couple of years ago in the Premier League series out in America. He's a very accomplished player, but they expect big things from this Canada team.
Enjoy. Thank you so much. Well, let's move on to Bosnia, because 150,000 people took to the streets of Sarajevo to celebrate when they secured a first World Cup spot since 2014. Coach Sergej Babares was once a professional poker player, played on the World Series, and his team didn't fold in the playoff wins against Wales and Italy. So here's how they line up. St. Pauli's Nikola Vasily is in goal. Former Arsenal defender Sead Kolasinac captains the side from left back. 21-year-old Esmir Tarovic is one to look out for on the right wing. In attack, Edin Dzeko is only fit enough for the bench. Jovo Lukic steps in for him, and 11 players there are carrying the hopes of millions.
This little country, from this chaotic politics, war and everything, qualified for the World Cup. That is huge.
Football is incredibly important for Bosnia. It's a passion, it's a religion.
I'm really proud that we are part of it and we can show the world who we are.
You'll go around Sarajevo in the city and still see a lot of the scars from the conflict. But I guess that's part of the character of the country and everything that people have been through.
A few decades ago, we had the tragic war that was ongoing in Bosnia.
We used to be called Yugoslavia at the time, so the former Yugoslavia now, and made up of many different countries.
February 29th, 1992, Bosnia-Herzegovina holds a referendum.
A third of the population are Serbs who want to remain within Yugoslavia. They boycotted the vote, but Muslims and Croats appear to have overwhelmingly backed independence.
When Bosnia declared independence on March the 1st, Bosnian Serbs, backed by the Yugoslav National Army and Slobodan Milosevic in Belgrade, they seize 70% of the country. It's an ethnic land grab. You have ethnic cleansing, you have all kinds of war crimes. It's horrendous.
You're at massive risk for your lives, and that's the unfortunate reality of the situation. Or you go and leave the country and try and find life or a better life somewhere else.
The situation in Bosnia was horrendous, so people got out. I think football is one of the things that gives them a link back to home.
I'm Sandy. I live in London.
My name is Armin and I'm based in Sweden.
Denver, Colorado.
Close to Mannheim, Germany.
Bosnia.
Football is incredibly important for Bosnia. The national team plays a huge role.
For people in Bosnia, football is like a nice escape, from reality and something that gives you so much joy and happiness.
As diasporas, it means that much more because your identity wasn't a given because you live in the country. It was something that you kind of had to put effort into fostering those relationships.
The fans, when they come together, no matter where we play, they travel in numbers, and they really are the true 12th man.
What happened during the playoffs? We felt as Bosnians that we were not really given respect that we deserve. We played Wales many times. They never won. But for some reason, when I was reading all the articles, you felt like that, okay, it's given. And we just go like, hey, wait. And luckily, they lost. Seeing Di Marco celebrating when we scored the winning penalty against Wales, they celebrated thinking, thanks God, we are playing the weaker team. So we are through 100%.
Don't do that. And especially when you failed to qualify for the previous 2 World Cups.
And actually, if you ever wanted to have a motivation for the game, this is it.
Bosna i Hercegovina je to zaslužila, mi smo to zaslužili i drago nam je da smo uspjeli na kraju i da slavimo sa...
Sergej Barbares is one of the legends of Bosnian football.
He retired in 2008 as a player. He did his coaching badges. But then he decides he wants to be a professional poker player, goes off and does that for 10 years, pretty successfully, and then he decides he wants to be a coach, and his first coaching job is with the national team, gets the job in April 2024.
He even said in his opening press conference he was looking at the Euros in 2028 as sort of the cycle for this team to really qualify and be ready. So the fact that he was able to qualify for the World Cup is an incredible achievement.
We love him to bits.
A lot of these players, they didn't grow up in Bosnia, they grew up in other places around Western Europe.
And those kids have a national pride, and they decide to play for Bosnia.
They're uniting us. They're just uniting us.
The most iconic figure for Bosnian national team is like Edin Dzeko,
Dzeko, the Bosnian diamond.
He's a legend.
The one you look up to.
What makes him even more endeared by the fans, the fact that he was the one in his family who stayed in Bosnia throughout the whole conflict and survived everything.
Moje djetinjstvo kao i djetinjstvo sve te djece koja su bili u Bosni i Hercegovini za vrijeme rata, sigurno da nije bila.
He speaks really movingly of basically sort of begging his mother, please let me go out and play. And his mother normally was just, yeah, well, you can't go out. But there was one day she got a bad feeling, so I said, no, not today. And the bit of ground where he would play with his mates, there was a shell landed and kids were killed. And I think it's valuable for Bosnians to have somebody who went through that as their figurehead.
To see such a small country rise from such a bad war, the spirit amongst the fans is just the best.
I'm from Bosnia,
Take me to America.
I really wanna see.
Stay to our liberty. I can no longer wait. Take me to United States. Take me to Golden Gate. I will assimilate. I'm from Bosnia. Take me to America. I'm from Bosnia.
Well, from one musician to another, Michael Bublé is getting the crowd going there. Let's have a little listen. Or maybe not quite getting them going, Micah. Maybe just, you know, it's the calm before the storm.
Exactly that. Beautiful voice.
Bublé fan, Wayne?
So. Being honest, but yeah, no, he's obviously popular.
Well, he's actually got a bit of Italian descent, so he would have been hoping that perhaps Italy could have overcome Bosnia. And, of course, he'll be perhaps warming things up with his next track, because last night's party at the Azteca was a little bit livelier than this, wasn't it?
You just got to start slow, and then, you know, slowly build. But look at that, voice of an angel.
Absolutely. Let's talk Bosnia, though, because their scenes that, you know, when they qualified, it was kind of akin to Scotland qualifying, wasn't it? To do what they did, to go through 2 penalty shootouts, first Wales, then Italy.
Yeah, and he's embodied by someone like Edin Dzeko. He's the leader of that group. Having played with him, knowing what he's like as a person, he's so humble, he works so hard. And I think he's underrated. Right foot, left foot, still going now at the age of 40. It shows you the commitment he's put in. And, you know, I'm gutted he's not playing tonight. I would like to see him start.
He's on the bench. Do you think he'll feature?
I spoke to him earlier. He said he was nursing something. Give him a little